Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. This week, we are going to just be spending a few days mood reading together, trying to get through my current reads because I'm in 4. A little confusing, but I was in 4. Well, then I was in 3, but then I was in 4. We'll get to that in a second though. On Instagram, I asked, should I toss these other books to the side and choose chaos? I'm going to listen to the book girlies and read Dream On, Ramona Riley. Maybe you already know this about me. I put a lot of questions on polls because I'm a very indecisive person, but I'm also confident in my decisions. So I kind of flip back and forth being indecisive and not being indecisive whatsoever. So back to the reason why I'm back at 4 books instead of the 3 books that I went down to this morning. It's not because I started Dream On Ramona Riley. It's actually because this morning my hold on this second, not the novella, but the second book from the Shatter series became available on Libby. So I've been listening to the audiobook of that. I think I'm at the 60% mark now. And I am loving it. When I first read the first Shatter book, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I thought it was pretty okay, nothing spectacular, and I was actually really put off with the way Erin was with Juliet and stuff. I'm just like, you don't know her. And right now I'm kind of like, does he know her? Is this one of those, I forgot what the name of it is. Is this one of those when she forgets of their life together, because he's too moody to act like this around a girl he just recently met? And because I'm listening to it on audiobook, I will say, you know how she says a line and then she scratches it out kind of thing? In the audiobook, it makes this scratch sound of 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, whatever it is, but she sometimes even uses just scratch a word out, not an entire sentence. So listening to an audiobook is hard to know what specific things she's actually scratching out. I haven't been able to find a way to keep up with it, if that makes sense. It's not a complaint on the book. It's more of a warning. If you are going to listen to the audiobook instead of reading the book, just keep that in mind. I'm enjoying it so much to the point though that I even went on Libby, put a hold on, I think, 2 regulars and 1 novella. I could be wrong. Hoping to be able to get some more reading done in the next couple of days. For the past week, I had been experiencing a migraine every single day. That has made it become so difficult to read without getting distracted and wanting to kind of mindlessly doom scroll as a way to entertain, because I'm not able to absorb what I'm reading. I've just been listening to the audiobooks have just been helping me while I'm in that phase. But hopefully for this weekend, including today, I'll have a break because I got a fun little shot in the back of my head. I'm gonna be so for real. This is not my first time doing it, and it helps so much. Because if you don't know, I'm a chronic pain girl. So I got some chronic headaches and pretty frequent migraines as well. There was one time during the summer last year, I couldn't even keep my windows open. I couldn't have TVs on. I couldn't have lights on. It was so debilitating. And now with the pain management I've been doing and the health changes I've been making, I feel like it's getting better. I think it's just becoming more manageable. Anyways, okay. Hopefully I can get some more reading done in the next few days. That'd be really nice. And actual reading instead of just listening to it. And I will talk to you later when I have another update for you. friends, we're back at the coffee shop to get another mocha and start my new book. I did read a couple pages of this last night and so happy to see an FMC with my zodiac sign. That like never happens. I always get the guys who have my zodiac sign, and the guys and the girls when it comes to this we're not the same. I'm gonna be so for real right now. I want to go home and sleep so freaking bad, but I have dinner plans tonight and I know that if I go home to sleep I'm going to sleep through the dinner plans. So I'm just going to spend a few hours here. I would not be surprised if I'm able to like binge through and finish this book in like one sitting because I love the way she writes her stories. She just writes such bingeable stories and I love them. I finished Shatter Me. Loved it. Gave it 4 stars. Phenomenal. I'm so hooked. My type of fantasy books are like the more political based books. Maybe a little bit of romance, maybe a little bit of yearning. Like that's just what I'm into. So I was just surprised to get this dystopian book where I'm like, what are the politics? There's a war going on, it's dystopian, these people are bad guys, but like the romance. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, go inside. My phone is overheating, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, bye. I finished reading Dream On Ramona Riley and I'm conflicted. I rated it 3.75 stars, but basically it's my least favorite storyline, but not my least favorite couple. So I've read the entire Bright Falls series, which is Delilah Green Doesn't Care, Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, and then Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail. If you've never read a Ashley Herring Blake book and you're interested in reading it, I highly recommend reading her Bright Falls series. Personally, I like to read interconnected standalones in order and not just kind of pick and choose whatever book sounds interesting to me in that moment. But if you are that person, I highly recommend Iris Kelly Doesn't Date because that is my favorite one. It's sweet, there's anxiety representation in there, and that's another thing about her books. Her characters are all queer except for maybe a few straight people like the parents. Also with Bright Falls, it'll be like one is a lesbian and one is bisexual, and in this one, Dream On Ramona Riley, both are bisexual, which I think is pretty sweet. I think we need to have more bisexual representation when it comes to media instead of demonizing them like so many movies and books and stories do. So with this book, Ramona Riley, when she was young, like 13 years old, her mom abandoned her family. And then when she was 19 and going to school for fashion, her dad got injured and she had to come home and start helping more, like to take care of her little sister. And then for Dylan, her parents were like rock icons. And like we see at some point in the book that they are so like not engaged in their own daughter's life, and they're like, no, but we're trying. And it's like, no, but you're not trying to get to know her, you're just inserting yourself in her life, you're not trying to actually have anything valuable there. It's like something deep and then it just goes on. I was really devouring the first part of the book, and then the second part just kind of took this weird turn that I even closed the book and I was just like, because I will say, if you don't like the miscommunication trope, like if you hate it with every fiber of your being, it makes you DNF a book, things like that, you're not going to like her books. I'm not a miscommunication trope person whatsoever. I hate that stuff, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I will still finish the book. It just sucks when it happens. So like I get it, but if it's like a deal breaker for you, honestly don't even bother because it's gonna happen every single one of them. I still enjoyed it. I still had fun. It was just way too surface level, and like it doesn't need to be super deep, but it was too shallow. But that's it for Dream On Ramona Riley. I'm still going to be reading. She's still an auto-buy author. I'm still going to be reading the next book in the series that she comes out with. For now, I'm going to continue reading Trial of the Sun Queen and Fearless. I'm struggling with Fearless though. I don't hate it. I'm just having a hard time like really wanting to absorb it, and I don't know if it's because I'm reading Trial of the Sun Queen and I'm planning on getting back into the Book of Azrael when I'm finished with it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will talk to you later. Hello again. So this morning I started listening to Fearless because I'm struggling just reading it alone. Audiobook it and immersive read kind of thing. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. I'm definitely past the 50% mark for sure, but like it just feels like a solid 3 stars. Like it doesn't give me the same feeling that the first book did. I'm gonna try finishing this today. I know I can. Like if I just continue listening to the audiobook, I'm sure I'll be able to get it done within the next few hours at least. But yeah, I'll be back with an update whenever I finish reading Fearless. So I finished it. 3 stars. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. Great palate cleanser. A bit predictable, but the journey was okay. I don't mind if books are predictable as long as the journey is exciting, engaging, a message, or, things like that. This was just like, okay, we need closure to happen. Like, it felt like it was rushing to get closure over everyone and everything. And I was just like, okay, maybe we should have started working on building up to that closure in book 2, but book 2 was focused so much on the banter and just getting to the closure part. Does that make sense? I was a bit too nice on my rating for Reckless. I gave it, I think, 4.5 stars. Listen, I devoured that really quickly, but if I read that book now, I know that star rating would change drastically. Powerless, I really loved Powerless. 5 stars. Again, if I read it now, my tastes in books have changed. That's completely fine. We grow as people, we grow as readers. It's bound to happen, but I still really enjoyed Powerless, so that's why I picked up this book. I don't regret my time I spent on the series. It was fun. It was enjoyable. So now I'm going to take a quick break before reading the next book. I want to eat something right now and just take a moment before continuing on, and then we'll be back to start our next book. Hello, I just got out of reading at the coffee shop, drinking a matcha again, and I got a little bit farther ahead in the book right now. I only read like 10 pages last night, but just now I read about like 130. Okay, so I'm at the 65% mark right now, and it goes into some different political things. Like, it's a romantasy, but I feel like the romance is just not. She is being treated like such a spectacle. Even the king, I hate him so much. Oh my god, I hate him with every fiber of my being, because she will bring up a very serious topic of like, hey, you are a very privileged person, you don't realize how privileged you are, and there's a whole section of people who are suffering, and they don't have any chance to move forward, they don't have any chance to get out of their poverty because they are literally in such horrific living conditions where they are just struggling to find food and find a way to survive. And you're like, oh, it's fine, but they can leave if they want. It's like, but they can't because they don't have any assistance to get better, and they're living in such horrific like environments that they're just trying to live. They have no way to get out of this. They have no support. And you're like, oh, but you can do it. Obviously, they can't. Obviously, it's hard, even if they could get out of the umbrella. Like, they're treated with such hostility by these rich people because they don't like to look at people who are not privileged as people. They're like a spectacle, they're entertainment. They're like, wow, I must be really well off. It's really going into the difficulties of being able to move out of poverty and the hostility that people who are in poverty like are met with. Like, it's really good though. Laura is such a girl's girl. I love her so much with like every fiber of my being. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna pick out a book for myself as a little treat. Okay, I'll see you soon. Okay, so I finished it. Yeah, like I can be a bit stingy about rating books 5 stars, but like this one is really good. It was really good, but I also want to rate it like maybe 4.5, 4.75, because there were a couple things that were not very predictable. There were a couple things that weren't very believable. And I know it's a fantasy, like it's not really supposed to be believable, but it was like, without giving away any spoilers, there was a character who was like kind of obvious where their intentions were. It just felt weird and it felt distant. Like, I wish that was a little bit more believable. So whenever we did see the true side of them, it was like a bit more of a shock. It didn't really go into too much of the politics, to be honest, which I didn't expect a lot of politics. I expected some, and it gave me that amount because it is a romantasy at the end of the day. There's more books in this series, so maybe we'll get a little bit more later on. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was really binging it, especially since I feel like I'm back into reading romantasy again. Like, if I was not in the mood for a romantasy and I was picking it up, I probably would not have enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm going to start reading the second book, but I have a couple of things to do this morning. I've also been thinking about redoing the 24-hour challenge. I'm kind of wanting to do it again where like it's an actual challenge, like reading 12 hours straight one day, 12 hours the next day. I'm thinking about doing that and only reading romantasy. Is that a bit much? Probably. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.